Hello, I'm Ken Robinson, and I'm very pleased to be contributing to this Yidan series of educational stories. My interest in education has very deep roots. It goes back to when I was a child, as I guess most people's interest in education does. I was born as one of a large family in Liverpool. I was born in 1950. And when I was 4, I got caught up in what at the time was a global polio epidemic, and I got it. And I ended up going to hospital. I was in there for 8 months, and when I came out, I was wearing 2 braces, I had crutches, and I was on a wheelchair. And this pretty much put an end to some ambitions that my family had for me at a very young age to be a professional soccer player. And the reason I mention it is that I ended up going into special ed, and I was there for a number of years, in fact till I was 10. And we had a visitor in our classroom one day who ended up speaking to me for a little while, and the result of that was I was taken to see the head teacher a few days later and was given some tests to do. It turned out that this man was the local inspector for special educational needs in Liverpool. His name was Charles Strafford, and the result of his intervention in my life was that I was moved up. I was put in the hands of a very wonderful teacher called Miss York. I took what was then called the 11 plus exam in England, and the result of that was I went into mainstream education to a very good school in Liverpool, which set me on my path. And the result of all of that was that I became very interested eventually in education and became an educator. But the other great buttress in all of that was my family, my mother and my father, who recognized that in my case it was very important indeed that I focused on my education. I wouldn't draw a straight line between all of that and what I've gone on to do, but there are some definite resonances. One of them is that I've had a long-standing and deep conviction that all children have deep personal talents, and that was illustrated to me through my time in special education. Throughout my adult life, I've become more and more convinced that everybody has special needs. It doesn't matter what their circumstances are, and that's a powerful case for making education more personalised and more individualised. And the second big theme is that we all benefit in our lives from having mentors, coaches, and champions. And that's what happened to me through Charles Strafford and Miss York and through my parents. Education really is a collaborative enterprise. It's a great and intricate ecosystem. It has powerful roles in the lives of individuals and essential roles in the lives of our communities. And I think there is no more important agenda for us just now than understanding the range, the value and the purpose of education, and the need to revivify it with deep concepts of personal fulfillment and community well-being. So I do value this series by Yidan, and I encourage others to contribute their stories.